You tell them I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
Well. What do we have here? There ain't some more backing out on the SEC in college football once again. And what gets me about all this, you got all these SEC haters out there in the Big 12 and the Big 10 and the ACC that complain and whine about the SEC and them playing cupcakes and G5 schools. But then when they get a chance to play the SEC in a home and home, you get a bunch of people cowering out and backing out. We're also going to talk about the Oklahoma-Tennessee game today. I'm going to give my prediction on that. But before we get to all that, let's go ahead and give the 4 horsemen shout-outs of the day. They go to T. Boomer, Rick Birdwell, Tammy Burton, and Doug Fleetwood are mount up, saddled up, and ready to go. They're going to help us with today's college football invasion. And we also have a new posse to deputize today. That is Terry Sleuth is now deputized, and he's in the outlaw posse, and he'll get his random 4 horsemen shout out as well as possibly be the comment of the day, which may come later in the show. Now, let's talk about it. Back. We interrupt this outlaw of posse programming for a new segment called the Meme of the Day. And the Meme of the Day comes from Twitter, and it goes a little something like this. Report, a dildo seized from Diddy's home had Caleb Williams' name on it and was the only one found on his nightstand. And that is the Meme of the Day, as Caleb married Caleb Williams' fingernails has found his true love. Now, back to the show. This is the home of the Common Joe and the Common Sally in the know, even more so than all those media talking heads. And here they come, riding in once again. It's the Outlaw Posse, now in effect. If you guys want to get in touch with me and give me some ideas and topics for the show, or even possibly be on the show, all you got to do is hit me up on X, a.k.a. Twitter, at OCF Productions. Now, getting right to it here. Seems like... got another backing out. This time it's Wake Forest backing out just a year before. And we all know that that's not the way you should do things in college athletics. You know, the ACC considers themselves pristine and academia and all this we're holier than thou and we got higher morals in the SEC kind of crap. And then they pull this. And the problem I have with it is it seems like a theme now. You know, USC tried to get out of the LSU game, and LSU wouldn't let them. LSU's probably wishing they had now. But LSU always shits the bed early, so no big deal. It's always the albatross upon the SEC is LSU early season games. But then USC was successful in getting out of the game with Ole Miss. Once again, Ole Miss is the team that people are trying to avoid for some reason. And all these SEC haters out there talking that smack about how the SEC gets preferential treatment, and then when you get a chance to get on the big stage with the SEC and play a home and home with them, they back out. Even West Virginia had been talking about getting out of the game with Alabama. Now, my boy Kuz, Justin Walker over at Kuz's Corner, him and old Johnny Boy, they done a podcast together about West Virginia backing out of the Alabama series. Well, now, come to find out, at least this is what Kuz is telling me, that was just a joke. Neil Brown was just joking. I doubt it was a joke, but they're thinking it. If he's talking about it, they're thinking about it, and they're definitely thinking about backing out of the Alabama game. Will they end up doing it? I don't know. Now, if they're getting blowback from me and others, maybe they won't. Maybe they won't cower down. Maybe they will play Alabama in a home and home. There's a lot of conference realignment coming that may force even the SEC teams to back out of some of these non-conference games. So, you know, that could be a valid excuse for West Virginia and other teams in the future to back out of some of these games they got scheduled with the SEC. If that's the case, then I'm not grilling your ass. I understand the whole conference realignment stuff because it's a continuing thing that keeps screwing up schedules. But I don't think that's what it is. That's what I'm trying to say here. Y'all complain about the SEC being given preferential treatment, and then when you get a chance to play them, you're going to back out. West Virginia's excuse is, well, we want to play Pittsburgh. We want to play Pittsburgh regularly because they're our natural rival. Even though I've never really understood how Pittsburgh could be a natural rival of West Virginia, considering they're in a big-time city in the state of Pennsylvania, and West Virginia is just, more of a country-type state. Now, they are border states, but I ain't trying to piss the West Virginia people off out there, but Pitt's pretty much owned this series, haven't they? To me, Pitt really, I don't think they gain anything from renewing this rivalry on the regular. Outside of West Virginia and Pittsburgh people, I'll be honest with y'all, and this is just hardcore honesty. I'm not trying to troll or piss you off, but it's probably going to piss you off when I say this. Nobody really cares about the backyard rivalry outside of West Virginia and Pittsburgh. People do care about Ohio State and Michigan. People do care about USC and Notre Dame, Alabama and Auburn, Texas and Oklahoma. Nationally, unless, there's an odd year or a rare year out there, the backyard rivalry don't mean nothing to anybody except for West Virginia and Pittsburgh people. It's almost like the Missouri and Kansas rivalry that they had back in the day. Nobody really cares except them. But that's another topic for another day. What I want to know from all you SEC haters out there, especially Ole Miss, what is it with Ole Miss? Y'all scared of Ole Miss? Now, you got to realize Ole Miss has never won an SEC title since they implemented the SEC championship game. Ole Miss never won a divisional title and never went to the SEC championship game at all. They don't have divisions anymore, but that's the first year of that. So if y'all going to be scared of Ole Miss, who's never won an SEC title since the SEC championship game, y'all really don't need to be scheduling Alabama and Georgia or even pretending that you want a piece of them. All your little signs about we want Bama, we want Georgia, and all that crap, y'all need to tear that shit up, man, because it's a bunch of BS. So all I'm asking y'all to do, man, is when you schedule a game and you finally get on the docket and get a chance to take a shot at the champs of college football, that being the SEC, then don't back out. Don't look for excuses like, oh, we want to play Pittsburgh, or oh, we Lane Kiffin and them were unsportsmanlike in Winston-Salem and embarrassed us 40-6, so we're going to play Oregon State. Really? So then they mad at the SEC when we have to schedule FCS schools and G5 schools to replace that game because it's just a year out. And everybody knows you make schedules at least 5 to 6 years in advance. So now they're going to be stuck getting someone like Louisiana Monroe or someone like Western Carolina to replace them. And then people are going to be bitching about it. Well, it's y'all's fault because you backed out of the game at the last minute. So there. Now I want to talk about the Tennessee versus Oklahoma game. We talked about it in the live stream the other day with Killer Breeze and Johnny Johns. By the way, check Johnny Johns' band out, Next Halen. It's a Van Halen cover band. They got a website called Next Halen. Check them out if you're in the Texas, Oklahoma area. Go out and see them play. But everybody on there was pretty much, they couldn't take Tennessee because, the Oklahoma fans, they want to see Oklahoma win their first SEC game. And I do too, in a way. Tennessee's going to be a hard ask because of all the publicity that Nico's getting. I'm not going to attempt to say his last name. But him and Jackson Arnold both come in the same class at the same time. Jackson Arnold was actually rated a little bit higher than Nico, if I'm not mistaken. Now, Oklahoma does get back a lot of offensive linemen this week and a few, maybe even a few wide receivers. So they're going to be a totally different looking team for those out there that are on the Tennessee bandwagon. And a good case in point is Alabama. We struggled against South Florida because we had a few offensive linemen out. And you'll be surprised what a few offensive linemen mean to the cohesion of your team. With Oklahoma getting those back, and the fact that everybody has just got them penciled in as getting either blown out or beaten by Tennessee, and a lot of Oklahoma fans are even like, if we can just keep it close. No, man, that's not the Oklahoma way. Now, if y'all going to get blowed out in Norman, then hindsight's 2020. Yeah, you probably would have been more satisfied with keeping it close, but that shouldn't even enter Oklahoma's mindset. Even though y'all have had a down period, y'all are still a blue blood. Y'all in the top 5 as far as I'm concerned, and traditions and national championships in the biggest money-making sport, that being college football. So Oklahoma shouldn't have to take a back seat to anybody. And all this chatter about Tennessee blowing them out, and I've seen it 1,000 times where that happens and they come into a situation like this, and Nico hasn't played on the road yet in a hostile environment. It would not surprise me if Oklahoma won this game straight up, or maybe even beat Tennessee by a couple of scores. So that's my prediction. I think that if Oklahoma gets up early, and maybe Nico has a few turnovers because he's still a pretty young player, this could get ugly for Tennessee. It could be like 41-17 or something. But you guys and gals, drop in the comment section. Y'all tell me what y'all think about these two topics. Also, if you don't mind, there's a little heart option down here with a $1 million sign in the middle. If you want to give a one-time donation to the program, smash that heart. Throw a few dollars in the coffers. And, like I said before, you can join the Outlaw Posse. $2.99 a month, 75 cents a week. Just the join button by the subscribe button. Get your badge, you get deputized, like Terry Sleuth did. As well as possibly be the comment of the day. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel, The Big Four, and all free, especially subscribing and sharing. Let's get this party crunk. Let's get to 5,000 members. We're almost there. That's all I got to say about that. KMCA to all the other teams. Class is now officially dismissed.